ahead and start there. There we go. Three, two, and one. Well, Mayor Lois, hey, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU.com. You've been difficult to get a hold of for one reason or another here the last few weeks, but hey, we are glad to be back talking to you for the first time in probably a year plus here.
It's been, yes, and I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be just hitting the ground running, and yeah, it's all good. And of course, in the interim, Steve, our city administrator, kept up going and everything. Everything happens for a reason in life, so it's all good.
Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah.
absolutely. Congratulations winning re-election down there in Marshfield, unopposed. I always say you are indeed the most popular person in the city of Marshfield. In fact, my boss agrees every time he's been at an event where you are. He says the gaggle of people around Lois is unbelievable. And she is certainly the center of attention there. But again, unopposed this time around. So take us through a bit what that is, going through an election, not knowing you don't have a candidate, but still wanting to make sure you get out there and the important topics are discussed and brought up with the voters.
Well, it's funny that you asked that, Mike. I put exactly 28 signs out. Okay, I don't know why we picked the 28, but
Okay.
actually 29. I put one in our yard.
Okay.
But I just was doing it for more awareness, to let people know, number one, that I was running again, because a lot of people didn't know for sure, and to remind them to vote, because to me, that is the most important thing. I am 63 and I have never missed a vote.
Mm-hmm.
Even the ones that don't seem like they're that important, they're all important.
Indeed.
So then stepping into the role as mayor, this is doubly, triply important. So I talked to all of my friends and, other people that I know and say, you're going to go vote? Oh yeah, I'm going to go vote. Well, a lot of people said before this vote that I'm going to make sure that you get in. So we're going to vote for you. Well, okay. You never know what's going to happen next in life, right?
Of course.
I can say I knew I was going to get in, but I'll tell you what, my tummy, ooh, it's
Right.
just all part of, it's part of life. You still have to have that little bit of hesitance, because I think that's what makes you I don't want to say a better person, but a real person. I'm going to win, that's what it's going to be. See, that's not even comfortable. That's not even cool. As far as running for mayor again, Mike, the first term I said I didn't want to be mayor. I wanted all of us to be mayor. Okay, I will continue that in my second term. There are a few things that are going to step up a little bit more than I've done in the first term. So my second term, I'm learning more about things. So I'm able to get out of my comfort zone and do more things. And I'm pretty excited because, like I said, there's a couple of things happening that are going to blow people out of the water. And I am just so excited for the city of Marshfield. Last year, we did, through the Mackey, Marshfield Area Chamber of Commerce, they did 22 ribbon cuttings, 17 were new businesses.
Really?
So we are moving forward, Mike. I think it's just dynamite. We had 3 or 4 already this year. Of course, not being around the full year last year, I wasn't able to do everything, but it just keeps going. It just keeps happening. Somebody asked me if I'm going to do some different stuff this term. I said, well, I can't change who I am, because then the people aren't going to like that. I promised I'd be me. I'm just going to be me, stepping up a little more, like I said, with the things that are going to happen. And I'm just so excited for them. I'm so anxious to share. One will happen the end of next month. So hopefully when I see you, let me see, I'll see you. Will I see you before the event? Well, if I do, we'll do a teaser. Anyway, whatever.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Okay.
it's pretty exciting. Yeah, the city is great, Mike. For the most part, the people are great. I've gotten to know so many more people. I go to a lot of meetings. I learn. The best part for me as a 63-year-old is every day you learn something. And when a seasoned member of one of the bodies, boards, or commissions asks you a question, you can answer it. To me, that's a home run, just like the Brewers did. Hey, look at Yelly, another 2-run home run last night, right?
Exactly.
So
Right.
I feel like I'm in the same part that he is with that. So I just, how can you not be happy? How can you not be excited, and just keep everything moving forward?
Absolutely. And one of the things that you are moving forward with is you're hoping for some new development in town in a 120-acre industrial park. Now, when we talked to Steve about this a couple of weeks ago, I know he was extremely excited about what this could bring to the city, and I think you're even more excited than
Yes,
Steve was
sirree.
about what this could bring to the city. So in your mind now, what does the Yellowstone industrial park add to the city besides, I guess, maybe an opportunity for the Duttons to come in and set up shop somewhere, and then bring all of their problems to Marshfield too, right?
There we go. Yes.
Yeah, for those
Well,
who
you
have
know,
watched Yellowstone.
yep. When I look at that 120 plus acre land, to me right now, it looks like a field of dreams because that's what it is. And we're just going to dream big. And like I said, I will have my second term, 2 year term. I hope by the time I'm done being mayor in 2 years, the field will be gone and there'll be business there. I think they can plot it out to 4 or 5 different. I'm not 100% sure of the number, but something like that. But I would love to see it all one big business. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, well, then of course we have to get more homes in Marshall, more of this, more of that. But you know
Right.
what? It's only going to make us all better. It's only going to help Marshfield to grow. We've been at the same population for a long time. I said I would love to see it go over 20,000 before I'm done being mayor in 2 years. Wouldn't that? I mean, it's not a big amount, but
Mhm.
again, the little things, if we can bring this, squeak it up even that much, boy, how cool would that be? And I think with this industrial park, and we are the biggest in the state of Wisconsin. So I can't imagine, and all the different entities that are putting it out there, showing it off, doing things, advertising. Karen Olson from the chamber has been the driving force, and we could not be more proud of that young lady for what she has done to make this happen. The big chief, the governor from this situation, not governor, but I can't, a lieutenant, maybe that's what she's called, came to the presentation and did a talk, which was, you know, people come, people do things, but obviously this was something that is even more rich,
Mhm.
even more exciting, so, and we're just excited to have it here, Mike,
Mhm.
definitely.
Yeah, and what it means is you're getting your name out there with the other locations in the state that are also certified shovel ready sites, but your name there is right at the top of the list. So it's a matter of the state being able to connect you with the right people to make these decisions, and then at some point they'll hand it off to you, and you'll be able to facilitate that conversation. And once you get your name out there like that, who knows what you're going to catch? I mean, Weston didn't know that they were dealing with Amazon
Exactly.
until a couple months into the process, and all of a sudden now we've got an Amazon facility here in central Wisconsin that's going to be opening soon. Who's to say that doesn't happen in Marshfield too, and maybe even on a bigger scale?
Right, right. I mean, would you have ever imagined, Mike? No, right? But
Mm.
obviously it's there. So again, with our site, it's here. We're ready. We've done our due diligence and just, oh my gosh, yeah, it's so exciting. It's just so neat to see this happening. And I know something's going to happen. It's got to, right? Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Manifest it into being. Yes. I like where you're going with this. Swinging for
Yes.
the fences and staying positive with it, because again, that's the only way you're going to get ahead is you got to sell the city. And if you don't believe that the city is the right place to be, then when you're trying to sell it, what are the people on the other end thinking?
Correct, correct. And I'm not afraid to talk to people. I'm not afraid to go out and say, and again, I may not have the 100% right facts. And if I don't know them, I will find out and make sure that these people know what's going on. That to me is another big thing about the whole issue. Oh, I can say this, I can say that. Well, what if they come back and say, well, Lois, that wasn't right? So we're not going to come here. Uh-oh, we can't have that. No, no, no.
No, you
So yeah,
you
so the more we can talk about it, the more we can make this just oh yeah. And boy, when it happens, boy, when that ribbon cutting comes to fruition, holy man of life, that's gonna be, yeah, no
Mhm.
doubt.
Yeah, and another thing that Steve said about this, what he wants to see is businesses that complement what the city already offers. Obviously, we know Marshfield is known for medical,
Yes.
and it's right there in the name, Marshfield Clinic. You've also got some manufacturing as well. So if indeed it is up to Mayor TeStrake, what is going to happen? at that site 2 years from now.
Well, like Steve said, and like you have alluded to, possibly something medical. I know they own a lot of or rent a lot of different buildings around town, so maybe they could just put a hub out there for whatever they need. Put everything in one place. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, it's a little bit off the beaten path, but yet again, if you go around town and see where they have stuff, having it all in one place to me makes more sense, right?
Mhm.
Or again, with the industries that we have going on, oh my gosh, I'm totally taken back by how much is going on. Sad to say Marshall Homes went away. That was a huge industry in Marshall. But of course, now it's been taken over by another entity, which is just bulldozing it. They have got the greatest thing happening on 4th Street. We
Mhm.
are so excited that this is happening. And now the experimental farm, which is in front of this property, is for sale. So who knows? Maybe it can be the Field of Dreams and that,
Yeah.
tie it in all together and making an even bigger bunch of stuff happening. Wouldn't that be cool?
Mhm. Yeah,
Yep.
no doubt about it. Before we let you go then, let's get your I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit here because we've got there's been some turnover in the mayor's departments here in central Wisconsin. Obviously, we're gonna have a new one sworn in here in Wausau in a couple of days. You've got a new friend in Wisconsin Rapids as well. In Matt Zacher, who's actually kind of an old friend. He's been connected with her, and that's the same story here in Wausau as well. But you know what it's like to come in off the bench cold and run a city like this. What's your advice to yeah, I guess any sort of a first year mayor uh in the region or even in the state that's going to be taking office here in the next week?
Well, honestly, Mike, like I always say, be true to who you are. Don't try to be somebody that you're not because it's never going to work. You're going to say this. What's on your cap? Oh, and 10 minutes later, I can't remember what was on your cap. I should know right then and there what it is, right?
Yeah.
Again, and listen to your constituents. I have a paper from every single call I've gotten since the first day in office. I've got a notebook. And every time somebody calls, I write them down. I go back once in a while and revisit people to make sure, see how things are going. And the funniest thing, Mike, that I see, and I don't understand it because they asked me to call them.
Hmm.
You call me back? Well, you asked me to. Why wouldn't I? Again, be true to who you are. And you know what? You can't lose. That's really how I feel. And okay, my leadership style is different than other mayors. Not to say that mine is the best, but
Hmm.
this is what works for me. Okay. The next guy, I was really impressed that they had 4 candidates in Wisconsin Rapids,
Hmm.
then pared it down to 2. Wow, how neat is that? So, and I have no idea who the gentleman is. I didn't know any of the candidates, but I just thought that was pretty cool that they had 4 people running. And again, like I said, my leadership style is different than other people's, but this is what's working for me. And just, yeah, just be true to who you are. And if you promised anything when you were running, please do it.
Hmm.
That's honestly, right, Mike?
Right.
Yes. Just like you behind the microphone. You promised to be good, and you are.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. And really, it sounds silly, but that seems like it's the most basic thing. If somebody voted you into office, it's because you said you could get this done, that done. And when you don't, that's when you start to have the controversy. That's when you start to have the explosive meetings. So I guess a steady hand on the rudder is what I'm saying. It
Yes.
probably goes a long way as well.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yep. And again, do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do it, let them know. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone because to me, and well, obviously, and yeah, it's been a good ride so far. And the next 2 years, I don't see much different except even better.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Lois, we always appreciate the time, and we'll look forward to chatting again later on in the year.
Yes, sounds great, Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. And hey, Bucks and Brewers last night. Wow, we get to listen to the Brewers and watch the Bucks on TV. That was
Absolutely.
dynamite. Holy moly.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, you listened right here on WSAU.
Absolutely. That's what's
Oh,
on. No doubt. All right,
uh,
Mike, have a great rest of your day
you
and
too.
stay cool.
Absolutely.